All right, so I'm going to clear this out. Now we've got the sine and inverse sine here. We want the inverse sine of 9813. It's a little tricky. To get to the inverse, you notice this function actually this button actually has two functions on it. To get the sine, hit that button twice. One, and then hit it again. Now you're on the inverse sine. You're going to plug this number in. 0.9813, close parenthesis. Hit enter and we get 78.9. I didn't say how far we went. Let's do 1 decimal place. One decimal place gives me 78.9 degrees. That's a decimal. Let's convert it to degrees, minutes, seconds. I'm going to hit math. So a lot of these it's going to say write the answer in degrees, minutes, second. And it didn't do it. So what did I do wrong? There we go. So in degrees, minutes, seconds, 78 degrees, 54 minutes. And again, we're just going to go 1 decimal place, so 7.9 seconds. And for this one, we'll use inverse tangent. Again, hit the tangent key twice to get inverse tangent and push that number in. 0.6873, close parenthesis. And that is 34.5. So on the degrees, we're just going to go 1 decimal place. Let's just do 34.5 degrees. And we could convert this to minutes, seconds. Let's not. I want to get onto the secant. Again, there's no inverse secant button, so we have to go down to this next set. So secant is cosine, inverse cosine of 1 over that number. I'm going to take the inverse cosine of this number. Let's write it down so we can see what we're doing. Secant of, or inverse secant of 1.0191 is equal to inverse cosine of 1 over 1.0191. And now we can do that on our calculator. So inverse cosine, hit cosine twice. 1 divided by 1.0191. And you get something 11.1. I'm just going to call it 11.1 degrees. Again, you're putting these in degrees. Important to know what your units are. The inverse inverse functions, you're putting a number in and you're getting an angle back. Let's do one more quick one. Cotangent is 1 over the tangent, so inverse cotangent 5.5764. It's going to equal the inverse tangent of 1 over. All right? So when we're doing the inverse, you do 1 over this number. Back when we were doing skip the page. Okay. Yeah, when we did secant of this, remember we did this was is 1 over cosine of that function, of that angle. So here we're doing 1 over the cosine. Here we're doing inverse tangent of 1 over the number. So like I said, a lot of memorization on this stuff. Okay. So tangent, inverse tangent. Where are we? Well, inverse tangent of 1 divided by 5.5764. It's 10 point, well, again, we're talking about angles, so that's 10.2 degrees. I'm just going to call it 10.2 because it was 1.66. So read the assignments carefully. Well, how many decimals do we want? All right. So any questions on that? Let's wrap this up. We're going to turn this off.